everyone! Keep watching to see my November Plan With Me video. As you can probably already tell, my theme for this month is pumpkins, and I know that's kind of basic, but I was very much feeling cozy fall vibes for this month, so that's what I wanted to go for. I started by outlining a bunch of different pumpkin shapes of all sizes. To draw a pumpkin, I just draw an oval and then surround either side with 2 more half ovals, and then I color the pumpkin in with orange, and I add some shadows with brown, actually 2 different shades of brown. I use the darker shade of brown for the more deep shadows, and that makes it look a little bit more realistic. And I also made some of the squash-shaped pumpkins brown instead of orange to add a little variety, as you'll see here in a second. Also, because I have a little bit of time while this clip is still rolling, I wanted to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys for supporting me as I've tried content creation here on YouTube. It's a little bit different for me, but I really enjoyed giving you all a more in-depth look into my bullet journaling process. And this is also around my 6-month anniversary of being on YouTube, so I think it's cool that we just hit our first milestone. So thank you, and I appreciate all 1,000 of you. So here you can see that after I finished the shading, I went in with a white gel pen to add highlights to all of the pumpkins. I like to highlight the upper right part of every individual oval section of the pumpkin. And then after that, I got out my typewriter stamps, and I used those to write the abbreviated version of November, NOV, for the title. When I was trying to settle on the theme or the vibe for this month, I remember really loving the March 2021 theme. It might actually be my favorite theme from the entire year. And so I wanted to bring back the craft paper and collaging aspect. So for this one, I cut out craft paper in these cute wavy shapes for the top and bottom of the spread. Before filming, I also printed out a page of fall images, and so I went ahead and cut out some pumpkins and a maple leaf, which I then glued onto the page. Last minute, I also decided to use a white gel pen to add a couple small details here and there after I glued these in. But for right now, you can just see some footage of me struggling to painstakingly cut out the maple leaf. So, yeah, enjoy. Alright, and with that, I'm moving on to the calendar page, because actually this month I opted not to make a quote page because I wanted to make a smaller calendar, just a 1-page calendar, next to the cover page. So I'm getting close to the end of this journal, and I want to make sure that I fit the whole month of November in here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put December in a separate journal though. It's kind of strange because usually I fill up my entire journal within 6 to 7 months, but I guess I've been journaling less this year or something because I'm only at the end now. So I started by making the calendar with 4x6 boxes for every day. Then I colored the labels for the day of the week orange. Usually I start the calendar with Sundays on the very left, but I accidentally wrote an M instead, so I just went with it. And then I used washi tape to cover the days that aren't part of November, just to further add to the collage element. I used an orange pen to number off all the days of the week, as you saw. Then I grabbed a spare piece of paper and decided to draw a few pumpkins there as well. Then I cut out those pumpkins plus an extra pumpkin from the printed photos and glued them all onto the page. And lastly, I used the typewriter stamps to make a space for my monthly goal. And this is a new thing that I've only recently begun including in my journal, but I really enjoyed giving myself monthly goals to work towards to improve my productivity and overall well-being. Alright, next is my habit tracker. I drew 9 mini calendars by making 6x7 boxes, and then, as you'll see here in a second, I used an orange marker to color in all the parts that aren't part of the calendar. So each single box on the bullet journal represents one day. Also, for those of you wondering why there was not an October Plan With Me video, let me explain what happened real quick. Basically, I filmed the entire video, and then when I went to edit it, I irreversibly deleted the footage on accident. So that was definitely not a fun day for me. And my October theme was so cool too, you guys. I was gonna be so excited for that video. I did a Mean Girls theme because October is Mean Girls month. You know, because of that one scene that's like, on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. Anyways, I'm very sorry that I didn't get that video out to y'all, but I did post a TikTok video showing all the spreads for those of you who still want to see the October setup. Okay, so at the bottom of the page, I cut out and glued in some more craft paper, and then I cut out a picture of a pumpkin spice latte because obviously if I'm gonna go for a fall pumpkin theme, I've gotta include a pumpkin spice latte. It wouldn't be complete without it. I can't say that with a straight face, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I also cut out a pumpkin picture and glued both of those in as well. Well, actually, I cut out one pumpkin picture and then decided I didn't like it and I changed it to a second pumpkin picture, but you get the point. And here you can see I drew 3 more pumpkins. This time I made them a bit tinier than on the other page. I cut these out and glued them in as well. And then I used stamps to write habit and then wrote tracker in my regular handwriting. It's not very visible on camera, but every time I use these stamps, my hands become covered in ink and I have to pause filming to wash my hands. For my mood tracker, I took the obvious route and I drew 30 pumpkins. Originally, I was thinking of drawing just a few pumpkins and making each oval or like each section of the pumpkin a different day to fill in, if that makes sense. But then I realized that it would bother me to have the pumpkins be different colors. Plus, I like the look of having a bunch of doodles all over the page. Also, the lighting at this point when I was filming got really weird, like the sun kept getting covered up by clouds, so it started looking a bit dark. So my apologies for the strange lighting during this clip. Alright, and back to explaining things. I used my .005 fine liner to number off all the pumpkins. Then, just like the cover page, I cut out some wavy craft paper shapes for the top and bottom of the page. My craft paper pieces were a bit too wide, so I did end up trimming them. For the color key, in order to keep going with the collaging element, I added some washi tape on the page where I wanted the color key to go. Then I drew the color key on the blank sheet of paper, cut that out, and glued it on top of the washi tape. I also decided to go back and color in all the pumpkin stems so they'll all be green. And to finish off the spread, I labeled it with Mood Tracker using the stamps and then cut out another pumpkin spice latte picture. I guess this page is just the pumpkin spice page. This is another random thing to add to the video, but basically I'm doing this new kind of debate where we have to learn to speak really fast in round, and I've actually been having trouble reading things slowly now. Like, I'm reading my voiceover script and I'm having trouble reading it slowly, because now I can read super fast. For example, everyone keep watching to see my November Plan With Me video. My theme for this month is pumpkins. I know it's kind of basic, but I was very much feeling close to all vibes through the plus, so I started by outlining a bunch of different pumpkin shapes. Draw a pumpkin, I just added draw an oval, and then I surrounded the other side with 2 more half ovals, then I colored the pumpkin orange, and I had some shadows of brown. You guys know what I mean? Like, now it's hard to read slower, because for debate I have to read fast. And I know I'm not super fast at it, but still it's just different, like a different thing that I've had to learn. Alright, last but not least, I have my first weekly spread of November. I've already been showing some footage, of course, but for this, I cut out 2 more pieces of craft paper for the right side of the spread and glued those in. As you all probably know by now, I've started really liking dividing my weekly spread by categories instead of by days, so I made a category for TikTok at the bottom right, a spot for my to-do list, and then boxes for weekly events and assignments. The to-do list I set up has a column for the days of the week, and then a column for the actual tasks. I used a combination of stamps, white gel pen, and black pen to label all of the different categories. Then you can see some footage of me cutting out pumpkins and spending a few minutes figuring out how exactly I wanted to place these pumpkins. And of course, I couldn't finish the spread without drawing a few pumpkins of my own on the piece of paper and adding those to the spread. Also, now that we have our own little community here on YouTube, I think we should start doing something fun, like maybe every month you guys can comment your favorite song in the comment section. First of all, I'm really bad at finding music for myself, so I'd love any suggestions. Like, I am so bad at finding new songs. My favorite songs recently, though, have been I Love You So by The Walters and Dandelions by Ruth B. I know that they're kind of popular songs in general, but they've just been stuck in my head all month. Okay, and here finally is my November bullet journal flip through. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I post monthly Plan With Me videos just like it, so please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys!